All right. Shalom, shalom, Israel. Everybody can hear me all right. If I could get a one in the chat if y'all can hear me okay. I see we got a couple people in class, a couple few people. Y'all can hear me all right. So we get a one. Uh, Rocky. I could get a one if y'all can hear me, and if you can't, just let me know. Just let me know. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me all right. Y'all can give me a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Levy. Obviously, Yagadar, Trooper Kazaki are in the building. If y'all can let me know if y'all can hear me, all right? Y'all let me know. All right, the water, I appreciate it. All right, we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We are not associated, Salaki, we are not affiliated with any other Israelite or any other Christian group. Tonight's class is the Lashawan Qadash class. Well, the Hebrew class, Lashawan Qadash means holy tongue. And every Friday, ISUPK teaches these classes. They are very important to learn our original language, our original language. Even more so as we are scattered, as we know we are the lost 12 tribes of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. It becomes even more important for us to know the Lashawan Qadash because without it, we can have barriers of communication because we are a destroyed and oppressed people. And so we have, in virtually every case, taken on the, uh, the, uh, the language of our oppressors. And because of that, we now have a very unnatural language barrier between the 12 tribes of Israel. You have most of the so called black speaking English, or, well, most of us speak English in some form or fashion. Um, and obviously, you have most of the Latino brothers and sisters speaking Spanish, which is another oppressor's language. And then you have Native American brothers, who a lot of them also, or Salaki brothers and sisters, who a lot of them speak English as well. So we have language barriers between all of us. Okay, but the Lashawan Qadash allows us a common, or gives us back our common language, so that we can hopefully, as we continue to learn, um, be able to effectively communicate with each other, despite our despite the foundation of the language barriers. And I would say even more so as we get closer and closer to the end, as we get closer and closer to this third world war, becomes more and more important. When things go completely awry and everyone else is panicking and worried about what is going to happen when Christ returns, it's like it. We have the we have the comfort of knowing that he's going to be coming back for us. He's going to come back for the 12 tribes of Israel, specifically in this body. Right? If you are not in the ISUPK, you are not in the truth. All right, and he's going to be coming back for this body of people, and it's going to be absolute chaos. And with that, it's going to be that much more important to be able to communicate effectively with our brothers and sisters. All right. Um, Lucky, I just had a thought and it ran completely away from me, but that's no sweat. All right, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into some of this, uh, some of the basics tonight. We're gonna stick with basics for for a bit of time because we know we learn through repetition, and that's what we are going to focus on. Some basic things. We're going to get into some vocabulary words and things of that nature. We're going to keep it relatively light, but we're going to actually get into some conjugation and things of that nature too. All right. So we'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shem, Shabbat Thumb. To the sisters, Yahweh Shamar Lathan, Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. In the building right now. Let's see, we got Officer Yagadar in the building right now. Trooper Kazaki in the building, and my River Eye is in the building. The water for y'all. Coming in, coming out, showing up, tuning in, all of that good stuff. All right. And as we always start the Lashawan Qadash class, um, we're going to start with our vocabulary first. All right. We're going to see if I can do all of this and not have too many technical difficulties. We're gonna figure it out though. Let's see. Let's see. I don't have Officer Yarash's wonderful slides. I had to make something up, but I think it's gonna serve the purpose. I think it's gonna serve the purpose. Let's see if this is gonna work the way I want. All right, here we go. All right, you have your ah. You have your ah in you have your ah in the Hebrew, and you have your ah in the ancient. All right. I'm gonna go through this a little slower, just in case anybody wants to, write these down again. Again, this we learn by repetition. The more you write the alphabet down, the more you will learn it. The more you will be able to commit it to memory. The more you'll be able to recognize the letters. As we're going through the process of reading them. Otherwise, my very good man hand. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Particularly though, the Assyrian. As if anybody's like me, as I went through learning just the vocabulary, the ancient came very very easy to me. The ancient came very very easy to me. The Assyrian was more challenging. The Assyrian was harder for me to grasp, which meant that it was more important for me to have this repetition and do it over and over and over again. The when you're reading out of um, any Hebrew Bible, whether it be Blue Letter Bible or another app or whatever, it's going to be the Assyrian, all right? So while both are very important to learn, and they are, the Assyrian is something that is going to be, as we get into reading more, it's going to be something that's just more prevalent, all right? So we want to make sure we go through and understand both. That's your ah, all right? Okay, this is working about how I wanted it to. All right, that's your ba. You have your ba in the ancient, and on the right you have your ba in the Assyrian. All right, y'all bear with me because these files are not in the order I wanted them to be. So I'm having to make sure I pull them up in the right order. Y'all bear with me. Yep. All right. Next we have your ga. There's your ga in the ancient on the left, and then your ga in the Assyrian on the right. Let me get myself together. I haven't, let me see. Okay. And that'll still work, I think. That'll still work. All right, all right. I think we can still see that. Okay. All right. Next, we have you have your da. Your da in the ancient on the left, and your da in the Assyrian on the right. And if you aren't aware, the shield of David is King David's name, Da Wada, combined. That's why it's the shape that it is. It's um, a right side up Da and upside down Da combined. That makes up the shield of David. It's not a star of David, it's a shield of David. All right. Make sure we always remember that. So we're using the right language if anyone happens to ask. All right. Next we have you have your Ha. That's your Ha in the ancient on the left, your Ha in the Assyrian on the right. Right. And next you have your Wa. So Wa in the ancient on the left, and your Wa in the Assyrian on the right. All right. Next you have your Za. Your Za in the ancient on the left, your Za in the Assyrian on the right. All right. Next we have your Ha. Your Ha in the ancient on the left, and your Ha in the Assyrian on the right. And with your Ha, you want to make sure you are dragging your tongue, across kind of the roof of your mouth, not like a L, but kind of the back. You're as is always said, you're kind of hocking that, you're hocking the loogie, which is not necessarily what we want to be thinking about right now, but that's the sound. It's a ha, all right. The pronunciation is very important. Um, Again, knowing our language is very, very important. As obviously Raj often says, if you met somebody that was Chinese and couldn't speak the language and couldn't speak Chinese but said they were Chinese, that would just be kind of weird. If you were in Germany and you met somebody who was German and couldn't speak German, that would be weird. As obviously, Sadaki, obviously, Rashomon always says, "Don't be weird. Learn the Hebrew. Learn the language." It's something that it's not a extremely difficult language to learn. It's relatively easy. It just takes practice. It takes repetition. All right, and learning a few rules. There's not a ton of them, but we're gonna get into some of them tonight. All right. Let's see. All right. Where are you? Next, you have your ta. Your ta in the ancient on the left, and your ta in the Assyrian on the right. As you can see, that ta looks like a circle with a cross in it. You know, and again, that's why the I don't know, the Assyrian just, I mean, not the Assyrian, the ancient just really took easy to me. Like that looks like a T with a circle around it. So I could remember, for me, I could remember ta easy. The Assyrian took practice. It just took practice and repetition. All right. Next, you have your Yah, Salakia, and now I didn't know I could do that. I'm learning right now. That's what's up. All right, you have your Yah, you have your Yah in the ancient on the left, and your Yah and the Assyrian on the right. That was kind of cool. Next, you have your Ka and the ancient on the left, and your Ka and the Assyrian on the right. And always take note. The Ka on the right, you have obviously one on top and one on the bottom. The one on the top is the letter that you will see when it's in the middle of a word. The Ka at the bottom is what you see when that letter is at the end of a word. It changes when it's at the end of a word. All of the letters do not do that. There are a few, which is why you need to make sure you're making note and taking note of it. Um, Again, this is one of those things that only comes with repetition. All right. All right. Next, you have your la. You have your la and the ancient on the left, and your la and the Assyrian on the right. Obviously, your Rosh and Mouth in the building. How about Shana Shabakata? And again, this is another example of, for me anyway, why the ancient came easier. And I'm going to keep repeating it, not so much just to drive home the point that the Assyrian takes practice, or it took me practice. I think for the average person, I believe most people take to the ancient quicker, and so, um, but it's very very important to know both. But as you can see, that la just looks like an L, made perfect sense. But this is also because so much of the oppressor's language, whether it be, I believe, Latin, and all these other languages, they stole from the Hebrews' history. They stole from the Israelites, like they stole from the Israelites' culture, and so this is why that la looks just like an L. This was our language, but they adopted so much of it. All right. All right. Next we have your Ma and the ancient on the left, and Ma and the Assyrian on the right. And again, on the right, the Ma that's on the top is what you would see in the middle of a word. The Ma on the bottom is what you would see at the end of a word. All right. Again, another piece of the Assyrian that makes it more important to practice. All right. Next, you have your Na. Same deal. You got your Na and the ancient on the left, and your Na and the Assyrian on the right. The Na on top, at the top right, is what you would see in the middle. Salaki. In the middle of a word, and the Na at the bottom right is what you would see at the end of a word. All right. Next, you have your sa, your sa. That's your sa in ancient on the left, and your sa in Assyrian on the right. Next, you have your I. Again, this one was easier because I, at one point, the Hebrew language was somewhat pictographic, I believe was the word. And so I came from your eyeball. And so connecting those, uh, um, connecting those, it makes it easier. You know, you can look at it, think of an eye as an eye. All right. Comma. Rib said, it's a good point. She said, when you say in, am I keeping in mind right to left writing? Khan, yes. The writing for Hebrew is right to left. So the beginning of the words start on the right as you're writing, the exact opposite of English. The beginning of the words start on the right and they end on the left. We read from right to left. That's absolutely right. Good point. And yes, so the ancient Hebrew for I is on the left, and oh, I see. No, sorry. And the Assyrian is on the right. All right. All right. Next, you have your pa. Again, your pa on the left is the ancient. Your pa on the right is the Assyrian. The top right is the pa that you would use in the middle of a word. And the bottom right is the pa that you would use at the end of a word. Right. Next, you have your tazah. There it goes again. I gotta figure out how I'm doing that. And that's not tazah either. All right, let me get myself together. There it is. Your tazah. Tazah in the ancient on the left. Tazah in the Assyrian on the right. Top right is the tazah you would use in the middle of the word. And the bottom right is the tazah you would use at the end of a word. All right, next you have your qua. Qua in the ancient on the left. And qua in the Assyrian on the right. Not what I meant to do. Switching them up. I'm gonna get these in order next time. It's gonna be real smooth. All right, next you got your ra. Ra in the ancient on the left. Your ra in the ancient on the right. Next you have your sha. Sha in the ancient on the left. Sha in the Assyrian on the right. All right, and lastly we have our tha. Tha in the ancient on the left. Tha in the Assyrian on the right. And if you haven't written those down, hopefully you were able to get them tonight, and you want to just keep practicing, whether it be writing them or just reciting them. You just want to commit them to memory. All right. And then Officer Yarashima uh, said very, very correctly. The key to learning to read Hebrew is really just knowing the letters. There's some that's the biggest piece of it. There's some different pronunciation pieces. There's some congregation pieces, but if you know the letters and the pronunciation, and you can recognize them, probably 80-90% of it. Easy. All right. Also, for y'all notes, we're gonna start with. I'm not supposed to go in any particular order, but we're gonna start with Hebrew prefixes. I think oftentimes, particularly when you're reading, um, again in the Blue Letter Bible or whatever, having a perspective on prefixes gives you a better understanding of the word you're reading, because prefixes have a somewhat separate pronunciation from the rest of the word. All right. Um, but let's get into what the prefixes are first. Prefixes are always attached to the beginning of a word, hence prefix. So you're going to always see these prefixes at the beginning of word. Not always, but when you see them, they're going to be at the beginning of words. All right. So again, we are going to go through some of them. Be sure to take notes. All right. So your la, I don't know how I'm doing that. Your la is a prefix for two or four. Two or four. There's your la. All right. Hopefully next class I have some smooth slides like Officer Urash. But until then, we're gonna work with what we got. All right. Your la. That's your prefix for two or four. Next is your ka. That is the prefix for like or as. You want to say something is like something, you would start um, you start that with la. I'm Salaki. You start that with ka. All right. Next you have your sha. Sha is a prefix for who, which, cause, or sake. Who, which, cause, or sake. Sister I got jokes tonight, y'all. She got jokes tonight. She said no pressure with an expert in the house. I don't know who else lives here that I'm not aware of. Um, I don't think he should be here long. It's not gonna work out well. No, I'm just We got jokes. All right, so your sha again is who, which, cause, or sake. All right. All right. Next you have your ma. Your ma in front of a word means from. From. Ma means from. Right. Next is your Yah. Wait a minute. Lucky, I have in my notes. Make sure Yah means he. I'll see you, Raj. Make sure I'm on point. Please, Baba Kwashab, make sure I'm on point. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. All right. Next, you have your Ha. Water, sir. That's called brotherhood. Anybody who don't know, that's brotherhood right there. And I'm like, water. All right. Your Ha, prefix for Ha, means thee. It means thee. All right. Next, you have your Ba. Oh, Salakia. See? The water, sir. I'm just rolling. And I'm going through these. Look, the water. I forgot I had shut the screen down. The water, sir. I'm going through all these. I could have been pulling back up, but I meant to. The water for that, sir. Ba means in. That's your prefix for in. Next, you have your wa. It means and. Wa is a prefix for and. Okay. Con. The water, sir. Wa means and. All right. And lastly, we have ah. Your ah, which means I or I am. Now I'm gonna run back through these real quick because again I didn't have the screen up. I didn't realize that, so we're gonna take care of that real quick. All right. All right. All right. So we're gonna start back with your la, means two or four. That prefix. Your ka means like or as. Your sha means to which, cause, or sake. Your ma means from. Your ya means he. Your ha means thee. Your ba means in. Your wa means and. And your ah is I or I am. All right. Um, all right. We're also going to go over possessive pronouns, and I'm doing this hopefully. Again, Salaki for not showing the screen earlier. I'm gonna give y'all a glimpse of my notes. If this will show up, I don't think it will. Nah, it's not gonna show up. No sweat. My whole point is I have I can describe it to y'all. I have the letter, the pronunciation, and then what it means, and I have it under a heading for Hebrew prefixes. All right. Um, and that helps again as a reference. Okay, taking notes is very very important. Particularly, well, it's important, but both with the scripture breakdown, but and the Lashawan Qadash. But in this case, I mean, this is a completely different language that we don't use every day. So it's important to have these things, your notes organized in a way. This is just the way I did it. If that doesn't work for you, do it the way it works for you, but in a way that you can reference it relatively easily. And then when you're actually again going through reading the Hebrew, you can reference it and make, and particularly the Blue Letter Bible is a very very good tool for that. It allows you to look up the root word, and then you can see, when you go to the interlinear, you can look up the word itself. It'll show you the root word, which then lets you know if there's a prefix or a suffix, and then you can go back in your notes and say, okay, this is exactly what this is saying. All right. So we're gonna go over possessive pronouns. All right. And again, each letter in the vocabulary, in the Hebrew vocabulary, a character, if you will, it has a sound. It's part of a different word, but they also have different meanings in and of themselves. All right. So that's why going through the prefixes, they have different meanings when they're found at the beginning of a word. That also, it's also obviously important to know vocabulary words so that you can recognize when you have a word that has a prefix or a suffix. If you don't know, it's just going to all look like, like it's just one word, and that may not be the case. Again, it comes with repetition. Okay. Next, we're going to go over possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns. You have your ya, which means my. Now, in possessive pronouns, lock it. Possessive pronouns go at the end of a noun. They go at the end of a noun. Prefixes obviously go at the beginning. Possessive pronouns go at the end, which is very different than how we're used to speaking. Because if I'm saying something is mine, I'm typically going to say, that's my car, that's my cup. But it's different with the Hebrew. You're going to put those on the end. All right. So, like, think about it more like you're saying more so, the car is mine, the cup is mine, as opposed to that's my cup. It's just different. All right. And it's important to learn the rules. Again, there are not a ton of them, and they're relatively easy once you get them, but they're important to know. All right. Next, you have your ka. Your ka means your. Ka means your. All right, next you have your wa. Your wa means his. Your wa means his. Next you have your ha. It means hers. It means hers. Hmm. All right. I'm not gonna be able to pull all of these up because I just realized they're different. But you know what I can do? Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. Oh no, but the most high, because I did not even know I could do this. Oh, yep. Okay. Nawah. Again, remember, Hebrews read from right to left. So this says Nawah. That means our. Nawah is our. Let me put it back up there for a second, in case y'all writing Salaki. And now it's up there backwards. All right, hold on. Salaki. Do it on. There we go. Nawah. That's the order it should be in. Nawah. All right. Nope, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Next is, nope, trying to get it in the right order for y'all. Okay. Next is your calm. Calm. That means you all or y'all, but that is the feminine version. Some of these prefixes and words have a uh, uh, feminine and masculine version. This calm is the masculine version. All right, of you all or y'all. Now you would use the masculine. You would use the masculine tense if, let's say you have let's say you have, now I'm gonna give y'all the feminine version and then I give y'all the perspective on when to use it. All right, select. All right. I'm gonna put, okay. Con. That is the female, the feminine version of y'all, you all or y'all. All right. So con, masculine version, con, feminine. So you would use con if you are talking to a group of sisters. Okay. If there is one brother in that group, all it takes is one, then you then use the masculine version. All right. So if there are 50 sisters that you are talking to, you say Khan. You would use Khan as the suffix or at the end of a noun. If there's 51 people and one of them is a brother, then it's Khan. All right. If it's 50 brothers and there's, obviously it's Khan. If there's a female there, it's still Khan. So just think about it as if there's any brother there, if there's any man there, then you address the masculine. You use the masculine version. All right. All right. Uh, next you have your ma. It means theirs. Like this is their house, their car. Um, where the car is theirs. Again, because it's at the end. Um, that's there, but that's the masculine version. Ma. All right. And then your na is the feminine version of theirs. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get into a little bit of vocabulary. Just trying to pick out some common words that we kind of use. I got that open twice. Y'all bear with me. Um, and if anybody is familiar, I'm start asking some questions. So y'all let me know if y'all are familiar. Y'all know these words. If y'all know these translations or what have you. All right. Um, let's see what's a good one. All right. Does anybody know what the word for class is? We are in the Lashawan Qadash class. Can anybody tell me what the word for class is? We got a couple seconds. See if this is gonna work. Anybody know the word for class? All right. I'm gonna give y'all the word. We're gonna see if we get a little bit of participation in here. I'm gonna give y'all the word and see if y'all can type in the translation. No sweat. The water for the participation. All right. Let's see. Try this out. I don't know how large it's gonna be. Now let me make that large. So this is the Assyrian for class. Now we just went over the vocabulary. I want to see who can type in the pronunciation for class in the ancient Hebrew. I'm sorry, in the Assyrian. Anybody can give it a shot. Who maybe wants to give it a shot? All right. For the sake of time, I'm gonna give it to y'all. Pronunciation for this would be katha. Katha. And you can see that's a ka, a tha, and a ha. All right. Oftentimes, that last letter, not all the time, but oftentimes, that last letter, like you wouldn't pronounce this kathaha. You wouldn't pronounce it that way. You would say katha. All right. Um, and that's the Hebrew word for class. So stop sharing the screen real quick. I'm going to get a phrase for y'all. So, like, give me 1 second. All right, Salakia. Y'all bear with me. Give y'all a phrase here. Give y'all a phrase. No, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, no sweat. Oh, that's not gonna work. Salakia, y'all bear with me. Con, sir. I may have to reserve that for next class. Salakia. But I do see what you mean, sir. I thought this tool was going to be a little easier and a little quicker, but I don't think it's working out that way. Uh, at least not for what I'm trying to do right now. So, like, right, and then all right, uh, and okay. Took me a minute, but I got there. So, Lock, I appreciate y'all bearing with me. All right. So this this is how you would say Lashawan Qadash class, or how you would write Salakia Lashawan Qadash class um, in the Assyrian. You have Lashawan, you got your La, your Shah, your Wa, and your Na, right? And again, these two, I don't know about anybody else, but these two were challenging for me, to and they still are sometimes when I'm reading um, the Assyrian, because those two characters, the Wa and the Na, look a lot alike. But as you can see, the Na comes down farther, all right? If you think about it, how we write in English, it comes down. If you have, how you learn to write on lines, the Na comes down under the line, where the Wa is not. All right, so that's Lashawan, that's your Kwa, your Da, and your Sha. Again, it's not Lashawana, it's Lashawan. It's not Quadasha, it's Quadash, right? Lashawan, Quadash, Katha, for the Lashawan Quadash class. All right. Um, Stop that real quick. Let's see. I'm gonna go to another. I'm trying to look for um, just terms that we kind of use every day. All right. So here is another one. All right. So here's another one. Okay. Just kind of an everyday word. Chair, kasa. Kasa means chair. All right. So if I wanted to say that was my chair, it would be kasa ya. Kasa ya. And I would just put, oh, no, there it is. Come on, God, sir. It would be kasa ya. This is, kasa ya. Come on, come. This is, what is this? Lexi Logos. LexiLogos.com. I think I googled type in Hebrew and this came in Assyrian Hebrew and this came up. Um, but yeah, it's been pretty cool to work with, and it automatically, like I could have said that to everybody here. Um, this website is pretty cool. It has been so far because it automatically writes from right to left. Obviously, you can't type. I think you can type some of them. I haven't tried that yet. I've just been clicking around. But yes, because saya is how you would say my chair or that chair is mine, right? Um, Backspace. Um, and you could add, kasa ka, right? Come on, come on. So kasa ka would just be your chair, Khan, the water, sir. Kasaka would be your chair. All right. And so, as we continue to learn the vocabulary and things like that, make sure y'all are writing this down and taking notes, um, because it would be a good thing to then just include this in your everyday, communications. Obviously, with those who understand. Um, but chair is one of those that's a word that is used on a regular basis. Kasa. Um, so you can use that in your everyday speaking. All right. Um, let's see what's another one. And I'm just pulling these at random. All right. Here's another one. Okay. The only problem with this website, the only thing I don't like, it keeps jumping back up every time you click the character. That's annoying. I would much rather it just stay down there and then we scroll back up. But it is what it is. All right. Mama Ta. Mama Ta means bed. So sister asked, do you use feminine versus masculine with his chair, her chair? Con. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. So again, let me go back to chair. Let me go back to chair. And that is kasa. All right. So kasa means chair. If you're saying his chair, it would be kasawa. Because again, wa is his as far as a possessive pronoun. So it would be kasawa. Right? Yes, that's correct. I check my own notes. Kasawa. That would be his chair. Kasawa. Now for her chair, it's kasa'a. And Salaki, Officer Hiroshima, let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Kasa'a would be her chair. Or Salaki, Officer Yarash, I'm wondering, is it kasa'a or is it a hard ha? So it would be kasaha. That's my question, Salaki, if he's still in here. So. But yes, that Y would be at the end for if it's his chair, a ha would be at the end if it's her chair. Excellent question. Yagadar got jokes too. The water, bro. The water. All right. But the one we had just got to was bed, mama ta. So you got a ma, a ta, kama, the water. So kasa, the water. So. All right. And you actually have a ha at the end of mama ta. So that would be bed. All right. So mama ta would be bed. So if obviously if it's his bed, it's mama tawa. Mama tawa. It's his bed. Her bed would be mama ta. Ooh, mama taha, I believe, because it ends in a ha. So there'd be two ha's at the end. Good night. Um, our bed, mama tanawa. That's our bed. Mamata nawa. So that nawa, yeah. Whew, Salaki. Mamata nawa. That's how you would say our bed. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. So Mama Ta Nawa is our bed. All right. Um, just gonna go through a couple more, not necessarily all of them. All right. That's not what I meant to do. Uh, okay. And then, so then Mama Ta, and this is how you would say their bed. You would add a ma. Now that's their in masculine. Now I don't know why brothers, I shouldn't even say that. That's just the masculine version. That's good. Well, no, you would let me stop. You would use that masculine version, even if it was a couple, it was a male and female, that would be a masculine version. All right. So if it was a brother by himself and that's his bed, then it would be Mama Tamaki. I think it's Mama Tama. Obviously, Raj. I believe it's Mama Tama. Um, yeah, because you have to have the full pronunciation at the end. Right. Mama Tama for their bed or his bed. If it's their bed, obviously it's a male and a woman, a man and woman. But that's their bed. You would still use the masculine version because you were talking to a bear that has a man in it. Right. Get a sister at hand. Because a man is in the bed or owns the bed or whatever, right? Because the bear, the people that you are talking to includes a man, you use the masculine version. Right? Now if it's two sisters, they got bunk beds or something. That's when you use the na. I keep pushing the wrong button. That's when you use the na. I need to add my ha because mama ta is the word, and then my na at the end of a word. The water, sir. So that's mama ta na. That's their beds. A couple sisters, bunk bed, whatever. All right. Uh, so far we got kasa and mama ta, class and bed. All right. Uh, let's see what else. If anybody has any words, I'm not saying I have all of them. All right. But if anybody has any words they use on a regular basis that they would like to at least know, the spelling and the pronunciation for it, just put it in the chat. All right. If I don't have it readily on me tonight, we will make sure we get it and address it in our following class, either myself or Officer Yagadan. All right. Let's see what else. What else? Okay, this is a good one. All right, I'm gonna share this one. I'm gonna see if y'all can put the pronunciation in the chat for this word. Who wants to give that a shot? And if you know what the word means, by all means, put that too. But who wants to give it a shot for uh, the pronunciation of it? Who wants to type the sounding out, how it would sound in English? Who wants to give that a shot? Give y'all a couple minutes. Officer, I appreciate you not giving it away, Officer. You're the water, sir. He said, "I know these words." I believe he knows all these words, every single one of them. God, they absolutely can, sir. Kind of come. These can be a handful. Who wants to give it a shot? Somebody gotta be willing. Just no big deal. We all learning. Don't be too nervous. I tell you, I don't want to. Do I want to give it to y'all? I might give y'all the letters. I don't know. Let's see. What if I give y'all the actual letters? So that is a ba, a tha, and a salaki. It is a ba, a na, and a tha in order. A ba, a na, and a tha. Anybody want to give it a shot? All right. Give Sister Raya a hand. She gave it a shot. All right. She said boy. And and then she said nope. And the second response was right. That is not right. But you are in the right department. You gave one of the two options. You gave one of the two options in that group. No, I'm not. She said, ignore me. No, not at all. You're too close to getting the answer. You're too close to getting the answer. It's not a boy. Well, you know what? Scratch that. No, no, I'm gonna take you down the wrong road. So all right, the word means daughter is what it actually means. Um, it means daughter. But I was looking more so for someone to at least try to sound out the letters. Okay, there we go. Give Officer Yagadar a hand. That is very, very close. Give him a hand. The pronunciation is actually banach. So this is another one where you would not say the tha at the end because this is part of the word. So this is not a suffix. That tha at the end is not a suffix. It's just part of the word. So you don't say the hard tha. You just say banach. All right. You give him a hand for giving it a shot. Now, Salaki, how long ago was that? All right, I ain't gonna say that. There you go. Absolutely. Give him a hand. Damn right. And if I wanted to say my daughter, right? It would be Banathia. That's my daughter. That daughter's mine. Banathia. All right. If it was your daughter, if it was your daughter, wait a minute. Nope. See, I'm messing up. Yep, I messed up. It would be Banafka. Banafka. Now, the first time I put a ka there, but it was the wrong one because this ka comes at the end of the word. So it's Banafka. At the end of the word, that's the version you put. If y'all remember, uh, if y'all remember, even if y'all didn't write it down, I'm gonna try to pull up the car real quick. Or did I close all of that? I think I closed. No sweat. I can open it back up. All right. So again, if y'all remember the ka, this is the ancient. We're in the Assyrian right now. This is the ka that would be in the middle of a word. This is the ka that would be at the end of a word, right? So because we're talking about a suffix, laki, that goes at the end of a word, possessive pronoun, this ka is always going to be that version of it, the one that goes at the end. So that's banafka. Okay, that's your daughter. I don't even know what to say again. Wada, I guess. Wada, I appreciate the participation and everybody being involved as much as they can. That's what's up. All right, so that's banafka. If it was my daughter, it would be banafwa. Salaki, banafya. If it's his daughter, Officer Yaraj said he knew what this word was and he knows that they could be a handful, right? Uh, so he was talking about Banathwa. He was talking about his daughter when he made that comment. He knows they could be a handful because he was thinking about his daughter. He was thinking about Banathwa. Officer Yaraj was thinking about Banathwa. All right, his daughter. All right. Let's see what else we may have. Again, if anybody has a word, I don't got them all. I got a good amount of them. Anybody can think of a word they want to get the Hebrew for, just type it in the chat. All right. All right, we're going to do this one. This one's going to be for the brothers. It's going to be predominantly for the brothers. Okay, you want to know the word for family? All right, no sweat. Let me share this one real quick. This is pronounced Zaquan. Zaquan. You might want to guess what Zaquan means. Oh, any brothers want to guess what Zaquan means? Um, Give me 1 second. Y'all bear with me. Okay, Salaki. All right, Zaquan. Zaquan means beard. Zaquan means beard. All right. Again, you know, this right here is Zaquania. My beard. You know what I mean? Try to take care of it. All right. Zaquan. Again, these are just trying to get words that we can kind of, use in our everyday language, everyday vocabulary. Brothers know what we're talking about. All right. Right. Zaquan. All right. Now, family, of course, Sister Aya asked a great question. And I'm gonna have to get back to you. I got it in my notes, but it's hard to make out. So I'm gonna get back to you. I'm definitely gonna have that one next week. All right. All right. All right. I'm gonna get back to you, Sister Ryan. We're gonna get it figured out. Officer Yagadar. He says wife. All right, let's see if we can find that. Let's see if we can find wife. I'll look at a couple of different places. All right, it's not there. We're gonna see if we can find it somewhere else. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. All right. I think we got this. I think we got this. Wife. All right. Wife and Syrian. This is wife and Syrian. Who can put the pronunciation in for me? Who can put the pronunciation in for me? Okay. So Yakada, you want to give it a shot? Anybody else want to give it a shot? All right. For sake of time, it's going to be Ayash. 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 All right. That would be wife. All right. Oh, you got it. No sweat. Get that brother a hand. Ayash. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ayash. All right. Now, how would you say, Officer Yagada, how would you say that's his wife? Absolutely. He got it. All right. How would you say that's his wife? Anybody who wants to try, give it a try. His wife. See if you want to give it a shot. Somebody want to give it a shot. His wife. Ayash is the pronunciation for wife. Ayash. All right, second time. I'll give it to you. So I'll give him a couple more seconds in case you do. Okay, wait a minute. So you put Ayash again. You put Ayash a second time, bro. There you go. Give brother a hand. Damn right. Ayashwa. Ayashwa. That's his wife. Ayashya would be my wife. Ayashka would be your wife. But Ayashwa is his wife. Absolutely. And we know we are to stay away from his wife, whoever the his is. That's what we do in the UPK. We stay away from other brothers' wives. All right. Let's see. Let me probably get one more and get up out of here. Um, oh, I tell you what. Okay. I must be no way out the screen. Right. All right. So here's the last one we're gonna check out. Okay. Hang on. All right. This word is. Well, no. Let's see. Who wants to try to type in uh, the pronunciation? Officer Yagadar, you want to give this one a shot? See if you want to give this one a shot. All right. For the sake of time, coming up on it. This is pronounced bagab, bagab, and it means garment, garment. All right, garment. And listen, the Passover is coming up. Brothers need to be working on getting their bagab game straight, getting their salaki, getting bagadma game straight, their garment game straight. All right. Passover's coming up. You know, everybody gonna want to get the be looking fly. Now is the time to start working on your bagab, your bagab salakia, your bagabka, your garment. All right. So with that, But Rich said, I need to know that word. Absolutely, absolutely, because she does an awesome job making dollars for the water. She's absolutely right. All right. But yes, that's something that we need to make sure we're working on. Passover is coming up. It's going to be coming up quickly. We're going to get into. We're going to kind of go over some more of these words. We're going to go over some more of the conjugation and all of that on the next class. All right. So you all be thinking about what words you may want to know. Absolutely. Look, give Officer Yagadar a hand. But God, absolutely, that was correct. That was correct. All right, but be thinking about any other words, so y'all can kind of have them ready. We can make sure we're pulling up, um, some more vocabulary. Be as much as you can. Be trying to read, studying your vocabulary, studying the pronunciations. Um, the only way we're going to learn it is to continue to do it in a repetitive manner. Um, again, getting the Blue Letter Bible app on your phone. There's another one. I have both of them. Let's see, what is that? Quick Bible. Quick Bible is another. So you have your Blue Letter Bible or Quick Bible, and both you can set them so you can any scripture you pull up, particularly in the Old Testament. Well, any scripture you pull up, it can show you the English right next to the Hebrew or the Greek, all right, and the New Testament. So that's something that can again help you get more familiar with the words. Now the Blue Letter Bible allows you to actually go into the scripture. It'll show you, what the root word is, and then you can understand the prefix, and then you can kind of look back at the scripture and kind of connect the dots that way. Okay, so be thinking about those things, in in the next week or so, um, so we can make sure we try to get as much out of the class as possible. And now we're going to get to these security announcements. All right. Oh, the water for y'all. Let me see. The water to the sister, the water to Officer Yagadar, the water to my red, yeah, the water, yeah. You mean the Salakia? You mean this one right here, Officer Yagadar? That's the one you were thinking about. Let me know. Try to do this if I can. No sweat. I'm gonna see if I'm able to do this. I'm gonna put the link because it's not even an app. It's a website. Um, it's a website. So try to put the link in the chat. Yeah, lexilogos.com. I initially Googled type in Hebrew. So obviously you got keyboard and it went all the way down, drilled down to the Hebrew. All I had to do was click on it, and it came up pretty easy. So definitely a great tool. All right. Um, okay. The security announcements. We're the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Command of General Yohana. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. All right. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months, 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find in Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi, the third chapter, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in the Hebrew, and it's pronounced Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. You can give it to the Treasury Department. You can also go to ISUPK.com and uh, pay your tithes there directly through PayPal. All right. Priest fund is a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation days. I believe it's December 7th is the next, which is the Feast of Dedication or Hanukkah, December 7th. All right, y'all. Just stay tuned. I'm sure there'll be more information coming on what the Virginia school will be doing. I'm sure we'll be at the school in Newport News, but just stay tuned for additional details. All right. And lastly, if any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, he needs to start wearing all black. That's black boots, pants, shirt, headband, and war scarf. Make sure you get in contact with your the school in your zone. You can go to isupk.com to find out what's the nearest school to you. If you are in Virginia, make sure you get in contact with Officer Yarash or Captain Natazak Nashah, and they will get you straight from that perspective. All right. And with that, give a courtesy salute to the brothers, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shabbat. To the sisters, Yahweh Shemor Alathan by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.